welcome to Inside the G League, live from Studio G.
What's up, guys? We're back after winter break. It was about 3 weeks break, and we have Scott and, as usual, Boston here. How you guys been? It's been a long 3 weeks of not playing basketball. So, yeah, how you guys been? Welcome back.
Definitely feel the rust after playing last
Oh
night's
yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, but like leaving that many days between last played and played, just maybe I'm just coping, right? Maybe that's why my shot's so off.
How about you, Boston? How you feeling about after the Christmas break?
It was always good to spend time with family, but really itching to get back to playing ball, and I think there was some good games that were happening
Yeah.
this week, and you could tell people were trying to, wipe off the rust from the holiday break, but I'm glad that the season's back on.
I didn't play ball at all during the whole 3 weeks break. I thought my knees would feel better. Nah, it's still kind of hurting. But I'm just glad to be back. To see everyone back on the court, getting our games back on. So yeah, really glad to have everyone back. The reason why we're recording this episode 3 is surprisingly we actually have listeners. If you go to our YouTube channel that Isaac has been very kindly hosting. Our episode 1 and episode 2 has been getting over 80 views. How many have you actually clicked on views yourself?
Well, every night I go to bed.
Okay, so maybe it's not the most accurate view.
No.
But I think there has actually been people actually listening, maybe enjoying this. So we want to continue to entertain you guys, keep you guys engaged. So here it is, episode 3. Our first topic that we want to talk about is, let's take a look. Let's do a little recap on Monday and Thursday game from week 4. Monday we had the ATB and Sonic Swish, and the ATB won by 63-45. What were your takeaways from this game?
Man, Sonic Swish need Mitchell. Like
That was key.
Yeah, I know that's going to be like the clear, obvious thing missing from the Sonics, but man, Marcus did like a great job keeping them afloat, or keeping them, like even getting them within striking distance at points throughout the game. But man, that offense really struggled.
It's really good to see James healthy, right? For the ATB, had 14 points and 11 rebounds. Shot very efficiently, right? 56%. Yeah, he looked really comfortable, and he was able to really dominate the paint without Mitchell absence in Sonics.
Yeah, that brings me to another point. The ATB has beaten another team without their first rounder. Like, it's crazy.
Tell us more about it.
We'll see if And One puts them in their place next week. We'll see.
I mean, is And One going to be missing their first rounder like they did this week?
No. But
maybe you have a chance.
Hey, we'll speak on the MIA situation later on in this pod. But yeah, right now ATB has been playing, very efficiently. It's just unfortunate that we haven't been seeing maybe a championship matchup because the first rounders have been out.
I see.
Yeah.
For like week 1, Red Bulls were missing Scott Majors. And the other week, I think Jasper was missing for the shooters. So that's the point that you're trying to make, I see.
It's like we would like to see how they would turn out in the championship, but we're expecting ATB to be dominant in those types of situations.
True.
Before we move on too far from ATB,
sure.
I just want to give flowers to Dan for the first G League triple-double.
Woo! That's right.
Dude, we were all panicking for him. He needed one more assist, and those shots weren't falling for ATB at the end.
And who got that shot for Dan? Who else but Nick, right?
I know it was David.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was David.
Yeah.
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then we got to give props to David. I think it's like 3rd or 4th from an efficiency standpoint from 3-point percentage this season.
He's huge. He's huge for
Yeah.
them.
So he's been a great contributor for ATB. So shout out to David as well.
Yeah, and honestly, Marcus and Dan are 2 top contenders for Rookie of the Year.
Oh,
of the season, I mean. And they were really battling it out, and we appreciated it watching it from the sidelines.
Yeah, Marcus 5 out of 10 from 3 made his best effort, right?
Yeah.
To make the comeback, but it just came up short. How about Dirty Dogs and Part-Time Hoopers? There was a second game on Monday.
Ooh, that was an exciting game. A good contender for, honestly, game of the league. Like, it got really close. Certain misses happening, and honestly, Georges and Derek.
Certain misses.
Yeah. Georges and Derek battling it out. The top scorers.
True, yeah.
Yeah, the top scorers, and it was really a good sight to watch. Unfortunately, Part-Time Hoopers, I think, were out Angelo, their captain, and
Ken as well.
And Ken as well.
Yeah.
So, again, an MIA situation.
Man, Jason and, Mario, they're such a great shooters, right? When we see them in scrimmage, like, knockdown shooters, but this game, they struggle mightily. 2 out of 18 combined.
Mm-hmm.
But they still pulled out a win. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, like, especially for Mario. There's no way he's going to continue to miss, right? It's just teams that try to bank on Mario missing threes will just lose catastrophically.
Yeah.
This will not continue for him.
Yeah, let's blame it on the rust this time, and then...
The holiday break?
The holiday break.
Yeah, for sure. They're still a dangerous shooter, so the team's better, still...
Still a threat with 10 points, right? He had in the game.
Who, Mario still had 10.
Yeah.
I mean, he's able to produce, he even got 15 rebounds too. Mario's going to give his best effort in every possession. So, well, it's good to see Dirty Dogs continue to do well. Let's go to Thursday, which was yesterday. The game between the Red Bulls and the N1.
Man, this was not closer in the rip. I think Red Bulls went up like 15 points ahead in like the first 5 minutes, and it just kind of looked like that the rest of the game. I don't know how much you can read into this one, but man, Red Bulls look good, especially or even missing some of their length. They were missing Brian last night.
Yeah,
they're missing Isaac. Hopefully you feel better, Isaac. I know you're very under the weather at the moment. So
yeah. They're really definitely missing those hustle play, but Kyle Graves, who has been subbing quite a lot this season, was exceptional. Scored 16 points and 9 rebounds for the Red Bulls. Scott Majors, always doing his thing, 24 rebounds. The funny thing with Scott is that you feel like, he had an off day, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And then after the game, you're looking at it, it's like 15 points, 24 rebounds.
It did feel like Scott was settling for the threes. Like he took a lot more threes than usual last night. So it felt like, again, settle is kind of a tough word for someone who gets 24 boards and double-digit points.
Yeah.
Right.
Still 5 assists and 4 steals. Great on the defense, too. Like, Scott is phenomenal.
Absolutely. N1, like mentioned, they were without Kritz, their main scorer and facilitator alongside Will. And Richard was also missing, too. So hopefully, they'll be able to get Kritz back next week. I know that Richard is still recovering from ailing injury that's going to be gone for a while.
Rich gets better,
Yeah, but hopefully N1 will be in better roster, fully equipped next matchup.
Yeah, flowers to Nathan as well. Like, he played great.
15 points and 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Double-double averaging this season, I believe.
Yeah.
How about game 2, star shooters and straight out of shape? That was an entertaining game, right?
I don't want to remember this game.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were missing Josh Trejo and Jaden, who's been on fire the past 2 weeks. But somebody else was on fire from the other team, right?
Yeah,
most definitely.
Imran just torched us. Was it 6 of 10 for 3?
Yes, absolutely.
Man, just hitting tough shot after tough shot.
It
Like, what do you do to him? What do you do to him when he's on?
Yeah.
When he's on, unstoppable, right? Like, I think Sahil was all over him. You were all over him. And there was one sequence where you guys actually, showed hard on the screen. And you guys are both on him, but he still managed to get the shot up and knocked it down.
Hey, but that's Steven Sales, huh? What a great debut.
Welcome back, Superman. Great debut for season 5.
Why do you choose this game to come back? Come on. And apparently he's missing next week, allegedly, maybe? God. I don't want to remember this game.
So imagine if Steven is able to, join his team consistently week by week with Imran. That team is top tier offensive threat. So some teams are kind of in a way lucky that Steven is so busy with his work travel that can make every game.
Yeah, and they were sharing the ball great. And you did see the Starship Shooters miss Jaden, although Jasper and Josh did a great job trying to, keep it in the game. Both of them in 20-point games, right?
They both had 23, 20 points respectively. Yeah.
But again, the distribution that Straight Out of Shape was having was excellent, and they were truly wearing down the Starship Shooters.
So it was really great to have everyone back. This was a great recap of the games from week 4. Let's now talk about a subject called a player stock market, the highs and lows. Some players started cold, but now they're at the high peak, and some players started like really hot, but now they kind of cooled down a bit. What are some of the players that we can name from the player stock market? Who's our highs and lows?
Yeah, for high, or at least right now, Imran's like at the top
He's
of
on
this game.
fire.
Right,
He's like the Tesla stock.
In the last couple of games, he's just been completely unstoppable from deep. So I know last season and early parts of the season, not the greatest form he's been in, but man, like I don't know what teams do to that. I don't know what teams scheme around to stop him at this point.
True.
Double him. I don't know.
Unstoppable force.
Yeah.
How about Nick? I feel that it's a steady upclimb. He's been so efficient this season. So I think he's on the rise as well. Maybe not as high peak as Imran, but he's been consistently going up. So I gotta give out a shout to Nick Johnson for being in that top tier stock market.
Yeah, Nick's slowly, getting better in terms of, working well with his team. So he's slowly getting more comfortable in distributing, and not only that, willing to take more shots because he knows his team is there to also pick up the pace when they need to. And ATB just has a great supporting cast for Nick and James and Dan.
Absolutely. How about cold? Which stock market player is been on the decline?
I think stats wise, Sean has been not as, I would say, stats forward as he has been in previous games. I know that he's been taking on bigger defensive assignments, intentionally so.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
Well, he may not show up on the stat sheets. He's definitely felt his impact, but like if we're just going by numbers, right, you can definitely say that he's been cooling down.
That's true.
I think Adrian is another person that I think started really hot. So
Absolutely.
Great first 2 games, great supporting role with Mitchell. Not even supporting role, I think he was the top scorer in at least one of those games. And right now he's kind of in a lull. Hopefully he's able to pick it back up and, get the Sonics to where they were projected to be, top of the leaderboard.
Jason George started really hot. I remember like game 1. But since then, I think he's kind of cooled down a bit. But he's a dangerous player, so I think the other team should still be very respectful of his arsenal from the 3-point line and the way he could score it. He has a great release. He has a great upside, so I think that's. But unfortunately, the past couple of weeks, I think he's been one of the group that's been declining. Mm-hmm. But these are just our, assessments. I'm sure this will pump up some players to, play better next week. We look forward to that. And then the next topic that we want to talk about is the predictions. You guys get a lot of predictions from our articles. But right now, just 3 of us, we're going to look at the schedule and give our best predictions. So week 5, on Monday, we're going to have ATB undefeated, 4-0, playing the winless N1, 0-4. So, Basim, like, who do you think? What's your prediction for this matchup?
I have to support And1. I think we just want to win. We just want to at least get our head in the game and focus down. We've been kind of messing up a few times defensively, but I really hope that we can get a win this game. There's always a chance. There's always a potential. We'll probably have a team discussion of how we want to tackle this team. They have been playing very well and they have lots of threats. So we do need to get our head in the game. But, you know, in this type of league where everyone has a skill and ability, I think we might be able to pull out a win against ATB and, you know, get them knocked down off their high horse.
Hey, love the confidence.
Real quick, Bassem. To all the ATB fans out there that listen, what's your one-liner to them?
My one-liner?
Yeah. What do you have to say to the fans out there that are supporting the currently undefeated, potentially fraudulent ATB?
Just you wait. Just you wait.
Just you wait. Well, hopefully Crits, who's also been, you know, had high expectation this season, one of the best players we have seen in scrimmages. I think he's due for a big night, and this could be it. I think this could be it. How about the next game between the Straight Outta Shape versus the Red Bulls? Scott, what's your prediction with this matchup?
So, based on intel gathered from like little whispers around the league, sounds like Steven Sales may not play next week.
That's big. That's huge.
Yeah, like the SOS just looks completely different with Steven out on the court and without. So, and Red Bulls, even with Steven, I'd still say Red Bulls are favored, and I'd still take him with Steven, but without, I don't think there's a chance.
I see.
Yeah, we'll be looking for Mushtaba versus Scott on this one to see how it comes out.
I think that'll be a great matchup. And then how about the part-time hoopers and Starship Shooters? Starship Shooters are 1-3 currently, and the part-time hoopers are 2-2. What are your predictions for this matchup?
Honestly, the part-time hoopers have been the underdogs in almost every scenario, and they've, you know, came out almost pretty close in each of their games. You know, they lost only by 2 points against the Dirty Dogs, and that's without their main their captain Angelo and Ken as well, who's also a scoring threat.
That's right.
Know?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Starship Shooters are able to, you know, get back into the rhythm. They have their team as well as their integral rookie being Jaden. I think the Starship Shooters are able to pull it out, but for me it's a toss-up. I'm unsure.
The main thing that concerns me of this matchup for part-time hoopers is they play a lot of zone, and shooters have enough shooters to make them pay for that zone. So we'll see how part-time hoopers come out for that. And
Jasper was shooting efficiently from 3 last game.
It was like 5 out of 10. He's been improving. Yeah, definitely improving his threes. The last game for week 5, Dirty Dogs and Sonic Swish. Sonic Swish has lost 2 straight, but the last game they didn't have Mitchell, so I see them bouncing back really strong. What are your predictions between those two?
Man, I don't want to play against Sonics right now. They must be so mad losing back-to-back games. I hate to be on the receiving end of that anger coming back on this week. So
you going with Swish?
Yeah, or sorry, Sonic Swish.
Gotcha.
By a considerable margin.
But what about Mario and the Dogs? I think Mario is going to also...
that's a good counter.
Yeah. Mario and Jason as well. I think they're looking to also... redeem themselves and show up.
I think Sonics just have enough plus guard defenders to make this work.
I like this.
Yeah.
That might be the game of the week. I like that matchup between those two. Well, that's all the topics that we have for today, but there is one small announcement that I want to... it's more like a favor to ask you. I've been getting messages from the owner of the gym about not walking on the court, but to use the sideline. I think they just want to preserve the quality of the court. So if we can just support their wish and not have any slippers or non-basketball related shoes on the court, but use the sidelines, I would really appreciate it. That is it for episode 3 of this podcast, unedited raw footage. Thank you for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
See you, everyone.
Bye.